Jackie, could you please tell us how we were able to save our client over $100,000 on their merchant service fees?
Sure, Brian. A lot of the merchant service fees, actually most of them, don't show up on the AP spend for the hospital, so they don't really have visibility into the actual costs. So it's a little difficult for them to really understand. So we found 3 areas where we're able to identify the costs and their pricing and identify overpayments and errors. So the first area is in the rates. Hospitals are able to negotiate with their processor rates for their merchant services. So they're able to get the best rate that's available to them for the amount of volume that they have. The next point is transparency. A lot of the invoices that come from the vendors aren't transparent. There's a lot of different rates and a lot of charges. So we really have the expertise to be able to dig deep into the data and to bring that transparency and make sure that they're getting the rates that they negotiated and also get the rates that they're entitled to. The third point that we look at is optimization, and that really incorporates the human factor. So a lot of the activity of people who are processing the credit cards really will determine whether they're going to get the best rate or the worst rate available. You know, simply leaving out a zip code or a phone number will cause those rates to downgrade to a higher rate, and you wouldn't know that until you get your statement. On average, VIE has been able to save hospitals between $50,000 and $100,000, focusing on the 3 points: rates, transparency, and optimization.
Were there ever any instances where we've seen merchant card providers charging fees or surcharges that shouldn't have been charged in the first place? And then were you able to go back and negotiate credits on behalf of our clients for those fees?
So well, in a lot of those instances is really the human factor. So it's really changing the behavior of the individual who's operating the machine. So in those instances, you really can't secure the credits. So credits really will be secured when there's errors on the vendor part. Changing behavior of staff really does impact the costs that the hospitals will have for their merchant services. Most hospitals have not had the opportunity to review their merchant services agreements. A lot of those agreements usually run between 3 and 5 years. Additionally, they don't have the bandwidth and possibly the expertise to understand the industry and be able to bring cost savings to the hospital. VIE Healthcare has this expertise, and we're able to do this for you.